It's 99 JAMZ, Miami's #1 for hip-hop and R&B, and you know we are your afternoon get down with the boy DJ Entice.
Your girl Supa, Cindy, and live on the phone lines,
Yes.
we have former Vice President and presidential candidate, Joe Biden.
Hey, Supa City.
So let's get right into it, Mr. Biden.
Okay.
What is your response to the negative messages about your plan to raise taxes and the potential damaging effect it will have on our country?
Well, first of all, as you might not surprise you, Trump is just flat lying. I will not raise a penny in taxes on anybody who makes less than $400,000 a year. That's why he says when I say I'm going to raise your taxes, that he has, I'm talking to a group of very wealthy people who know they're not paying their fair share. So the super wealthy and major corporations are going to start paying their fair share. The top 100 billionaires, for example, in America, just since this COVID started last year, made an additional $300 billion. And Trump now wants to give him another $30 billion tax break. Here's what I'm going to do. The money that we're going to raise from, there's 91 corporations, for example. The major Fortune 500 don't pay a penny. I'm going to make sure they pay their fair share. That will raise billions of dollars that we can spend on hardworking people for everything from health care to child care, school, to access to community college and college. We can pay for an awful lot of things that will help ordinary people. And the tax cuts I'm going to propose for working families are, it means a firefighter, for example, a teenager with 3 teenagers will get an additional $3,000 to $9,000 total more money in tax credits for child care, $6,800 for each new family. So the people who are going to do really well are middle class and working class folks, and I'm not going to raise a single solitary penny in taxes on anybody making less than $400,000 a year. And corporations are going to start. Corporations are now paying at a lower tax rate than you are. It's not right. They should be paying at 28%. They're paying at 21%. And just several years ago, they were paying at 35%. Just take it down to 31%. That would raise over $1.3 trillion over 10 years. Just being fair.
So Vice President Biden, like many communities across America, COVID has especially impacted communities of color and minority businesses here in South Florida. What help will you be offering small minority businesses?
Well, first of all, one of the things I proposed doing early on in this process, and the House finally did it, is we should focus help on small businesses, people with fewer than 50 employees, and the average small business in the community is 10 employees. And you know as well as I do the neighborhoods I grew up in, and the African-American neighborhoods and minority neighborhoods, that everything's built around the corner drugstore, the corner supermarket, the corner beauty shop, the corner. Those folks are going out of business. They're being shut down. They're not getting the money they were supposed to get. 40% of the money that was passed by the Congress to go to small businesses went to big businesses, went to the Mar-a-Lago crowd in down where Trump is. I mean, it went to the super wealthy and to the big business. They don't need the help. The small businesses need the help. In addition to that, what we've done is we've made sure that the money that was supposed to go to help businesses open safely, that hasn't come forward either. For example, we know how to open up a small business safely and making sure that they have social distancing, protection, ventilation, all those things. Well, they passed the thing called the PPE Act that in fact provided for money for those businesses. They didn't get the money. It went to the wealthy again. So it's just wrong the way we're doing it. My commitment as to the community is that I'll make advancing the opportunity for paycheck protection. I'll make sure they get the nutrition assistance that families need. This guy's even wanting to cut the equivalent of food stamps. He's refusing to extend enhanced unemployment insurance to families. And look at all the families you probably know and I know who are going to get thrown out of their apartments because they can't pay their rent. And look at all the families that are being thrown out of the few that have homes that can't. 20 million people can't pay their mortgage. And all the legislation's already passed to provide the money for them to get through this crisis. And by the way, no one, and you have the African American community, you have African Americans contacting COVID three times more than white Americans, and dying 3 times more than white Americans. And now and they're trying to do away with anyway. So I just get me so upset what we're not doing that we have the money to do, and they refuse to let it happen. This president refuses to help.
So, Mr. Biden, on a lighter note, what's your go-to song on your music playlist?
Yeah, for real, Mr. Biden. Like, what is the song I would have to play to get you hyped up?
Yeah.
Well, there's two of them. One is from the old days, and, Aretha Franklin's Respect. The country of anything we need is some respect. RESPCT. It's what's lacking with this president. The second one is Hey Ya by Outkast.
It hypes you up. So any final words to all the South Floridians before you sign out?
Yes, look, we can make life so much better by just being a little fair and treating people with respect. The whole idea, every single thing that this president sees, every problem, every bit of institutional racism, he just throws gasoline on the fire. He is all about dividing the country. I'm going to be a president that's not just for the people who vote for me, but the people who voted against me as well. We got to unite this country, and we can. We can. I think the American people have had the blinders taken off. They've seen the systemic racism that exists. They know what's going on, and they're stunned by it, and they're ready now to begin to do things that make sense. Instead of cheering our essential workers, many of whom are minorities, we should be paying them. There should be a minimum $15 an hour pay all across America. We should be moving in a direction that we provide for access to school. I have $70 billion set aside for HBCUs and minority universities to give people a shot. We're going to make sure that black entrepreneurs do as well as any other entrepreneurs, but they can't get access to the capital because of the institutional prejudice. We're changing that by providing significant money for startups. There's a whole lot of things we can do, and the country is ready to do it. I'm so optimistic about our chances, but we've got to just step up and take this democracy back. It's about time, and the systemic racism that exists across the board has to be dealt with. And that's what I've done my whole career, and we can do it, and the public's ready.
I want to thank you so much, Vice President, presidential candidate Joe Biden, right here on 99 JAMZ on the Afternoon Get Down.